On today's episode of Whatever the Heck That Means, we continue our series on the traits of a good entrepreneur with being courageous. Hello, friends. I hope you are having a good day, or at least making it better for someone else. I'm Sean Kennedy. I'm founder and president of Symbiotric and host and creator of Whatever the Heck That Means. Today we explore what it means for being courageous to be one of the traits of being a good entrepreneur. Decisions. A bad decision is better than no decision at all. I bet you've heard that before. You might even believe it intellectually. But have you internalized it? Is this how you run your business? A bad decision is better than no decision at all. This needs to be how you approach decisions. You need that courage to be willing to make bad decisions so that you can get the advantages of making many decisions. You have to be a decision maker, and that can take courage. Yes, you need to be informed. You need to talk to your team. You need to look at the available data. You need to talk to your customers. You need to talk to mentors, advisors. You want to be listening. You want to be informed. But you need to be courageous. And you need to make the best decision you can with the info you have right now. More often than not, making a decision in that case is going to turn out pretty well. And even in the cases where it doesn't, even in the case where it is a wrong decision, a bad decision, and you encounter the downsides of every wrong and bad decision, you also get the huge upside, which is learning. So it doesn't take long to see the difference between the leader, the entrepreneur, who makes decisions decisively and the one who postpones decisions and dithers. With more learning, with more decisions, we get more learning. Tacit learning, direct learning, very practical and hands-on learning about the milieu, the environment in which we are operating. When we postpone our decisions, when we look for more sources of data, we invest our time and resources in trying to perfect the decision. We build up the, not just the time for making the decision, but the cost and the importance of such a decision. Waiting to make a decision makes the decision bigger and more substantial and more important to get right. So when we can make a decision soon, then we make it smaller and we make it more adjustable. We ultimately live through less stress and anxiety about operating in this volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. So courage to make a decision is very important for entrepreneurs and leaders, as is the courage to face the brutal reality of their present situation, so that the decisions can be made based on reality, so that actions are more likely to have the desired effects. This is also a part of courage, and it also affects how we make good decisions. So we can have the courage to make decisions, but those decisions are unlikely to turn out very well, or as well as they could. And we're less likely to really learn what could be learned from the consequences of those decisions, from the effects that take place in reality because of the decisions we've made, if we don't also have the courage to face the brutal reality of our current situation. If our cash flow is really low, but we ignore that, well, we can make a good decision, a decision that would have been brilliant had we had better cash flow. But that could be the end of our enterprise as well. If we have poor relationships with our customers, but we behave because they continue to buy from us probably because they struggle to find an alternative or the switching costs are high. Again, we may make decisions that would have been brilliant if we had great relationships with our customers. But because we don't, they may be more likely to push them away from us. And again, really put our business under a lot of stress. So we have to have that courage to face whatever the current reality, whatever the brutal reality is of our present situations. So the present situation can be painful and disheartening. And we don't want to dwell there. And that's why the best leaders and entrepreneurs don't just face the brutal facts of their present reality. They also have an unyielding faith that things will turn out in the end. I spoke about that before in a previous video. It's called the Stockdale Paradox, and it's something that I've made as one of my anchoring core values. In the description on this video, I will provide a link to the WTHTM blog where you can read more about my discovery and articulation of my 2 anchoring core values. So I think the Stockdale Paradox can help us elevate our pursuit of happiness to level 4. Remember, that's the ultimate good that's enduring and eternal. I spoke about that in a previous video too. And that will certainly help us to make better decisions. I think too that the Stockdale Paradox and that frame of mind can help us make more frequent decisions, which, as we discussed earlier, become of smaller consequence, give us more opportunities to learn and correct. And so that's something we should really be trying to do, make frequent decisions based on the reality of our current situation, not someone else's, not what we wish it were, but based on our actual current reality. And I think ultimately there's a real sense to this concept of having the right perspective and the right approach, that together they make it a lot easier to be courageous. It will come a lot more naturally and easily. And that's, I think, because we know that the decision is not the end of the road. We believe that deeply. So we're not afraid of making a wrong decision. Yet at the same time, with the right approach, one of making frequent decisions and really learning every time we do. And this also reduces the potential negative consequences of the decisions we are making. So, do you understand a little better about what you need to do, stop doing, or keep doing to create the beautiful business you've always imagined? Like and subscribe if you do, and let me know in the comments either way. If you have questions about this topic or others that this video has put in mind for you, drop the questions in the comment section too. Visit WTHTM.com for more helpful content, like our free resource, 5 books to read and apply to become a better entrepreneur, which you can get at WTHTM.com/5books. That's the number 5 and the word books. If you think you need help building your beautiful business, going from feeling behind, uncertain, and stuck doing what you have to being on track, confident, and doing what you love to do, contact me through symbiotric.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, go and make someone else's life a little bit better than it was.